Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time you're watching this presentation. This is my presentation of the 3 adaptations that I have chosen to focus on going along with the e-file assignment. So the first one is from Strategies for Managing Classroom Behavior. And the one that I decided to go with is Post and Discuss Classroom Rules. It seems pretty obvious, it sounds pretty obvious, but for some teachers it may not be. And I think that the significance of posting these rules and expectations to where students can see them is important, because it gives them daily reminders of what they are expected of, how they're expected to behave and treat each other. I think where I would handle this differently is I would have the students participate in the process of coming up with that set of rules and expectations. I think when you take any individual students included and you say, this is how you're supposed to act, this is what you're supposed to do, they're going to naturally want to rebel against that, because nobody really likes to be told what to do. I know that I don't. So I think in a situation, and especially in a high school classroom, which is where that's my ultimate goal, is to be in a high school, having the kids sit down and have them come up with the ideas, have them come up with what they think is appropriate classroom behavior, obviously with guidance from the teacher. But I think when they create this set of rules, when they have a big say in what's happening, when they are part of that process, I think that they will be more likely to not only uphold that themselves, but have the desire to hold others in the classroom accountable as well. And I think that's important. So that's how I would do it in my classroom, is I would have them help come up with that set of rules and expectations. The second one is from Strategies for Making Adaptations to Summative Assignments. I'm not a big fan of exams, especially big exams. I don't think it works for most students. And I think that all it really shows is that they can memorize, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to take that information with them beyond that exam. So the strategy that I would do instead of a summative assessment would be a portfolio-based assignment, I guess. Our textbook, on page 291, our textbook defines that a portfolio as a systematic and organized collection of evidence used by the teacher and student to monitor the growth of the student's knowledge, skills, and attitudes. That's basically what it is. I think the way I would handle it myself is, as opposed to having big exams, certain type at quarter, at the semester, third quarter, and at the end of the year, instead of doing big tests, I would have students start collecting their best work along the way. And what that would mean is they would hand in work to me and I would give them feedback, and they would have a chance to take it back and revise it, redo it, fix it, do whatever they need to do to it. They would put this assignment in their portfolio. And over time, they would build up all of their best assignments. And the way I would do it is I would have categories, and there would be several assignments that we go over in class that fit each category, and they're going to take their best and they're going to put it in that portfolio. And then that is how that they would be overall determine not their entire grade, obviously, but a good portion of their grade. And this is what I would do as opposed to a final exam, say. And I think that the kids could take these portfolios onto further education purposes. They could save it, they could keep adding to it if they chose. But I think it's good to have a physical way to show the work that you've done. Nobody keeps scantrons from old exams, but if you can keep a portfolio of essays and reports, projects, etc., and have that. I think that's really a powerful tool to have. And then the last one is important to me. The last strategy I'm going to go over is from Success in the Academic Core Curriculum, and my topic here is going to be fluency. This is near and dear to my heart. I have two little girls. One of them is in 2nd grade, and she sometimes struggles with fluency with her rate, prosody, and her accuracy. And I have found that using the strategy is monitored oral reading with teacher. And I have found that doing that with her has made a big difference. And monitored oral reading with teacher is where the teacher will go in first, will read a passage in the book or a basal text or whatever you're doing, a favorite book if you're doing this at home. And the adult, the teacher, the more proficient reader will go through the passage first. And then the student will read the passage, and then the teacher will give feedback. And this is how, by watching the teacher or the adult or the more proficient reader read through the text, they see direct modeling of what it should sound like, how quickly they're reading, etc., and that type of thing. So to model this, I'm going to actually use my daughter to help. So give me 1 second. Kira, come on, sweetie. She's going to help me. Okay. Have a seat. So the book that we're reading is We're All Wonders by R.J. Palacio. So, Kira, I'm going to read first, okay? And then I'm going to have you read, and then we're going to talk about what we hear, the differences in how we read, okay? Okay. We're not going to read the whole book. Let's see. Let's do here.
A lot of words.
I know, you don't have to read the whole thing.
Okay, like all of this.
How about we're gonna read this section.
Okay.
Okay? I'm gonna read first. From far away, the earth looks so small. I can't see any people, but I know they're there. Billions of people. People of all different colors, people who walk and talk differently, people who look different, like me. Okay, now I want you to read it.
Okay. From far away, the earth looks so small. I can't see any people, but I know they're there. Billions of people. People of all different colors. People who walk and talk differently. People who look different like me.
Very good. You actually did really good.
So can you read this part right now?
We can. But real quick, did you notice any difference between how I read and how you read?
Yes.
What differences did you notice?
I didn't make very much expression, and our voices sound different.
Our voices do sound different.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you think it's helpful for you to hear me read it first and then you read it?
That's a really good idea.
Let's do that again. I want you to listen closely, and then
Okay.
I want you to mimic. I want you to mimic how I read. Okay. I know I can't change the way I look, but maybe, just maybe, people can change the way they see. Can you read and try and make it sound like how I just read?
Hey, I know I can't change the way I look, but maybe, just maybe, people can change the way they see.
Did it make it more comfortable for you doing it that way?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. High five. Very good. Thanks for helping. You're all done.
Bye!
Okay, and that concludes the adaptation, or my adaptation presentation. I hope you enjoyed.